today. It's a big pleasure to welcome our latest signing, Justin Amaluzor, who was playing for Aldershot Town last season, scored 8 goals in 29 appearances. Justin, welcome to Altrincham Football Club, and welcome to the north of England, because you're a southern boy.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here, delighted to be here, and yeah, I'm a London boy, but the weather's alright here, as you can see. But yeah, I'm delighted to be here, I'm happy to be here.
So in terms of your senior career, that really started with a London team, Barnet, back in 2015. And at the time, Barnet were a football league club, so you made your debut as a senior player in the Football League. Yeah,
I made my Football League debut on my birthday, funny enough, on my 18th birthday. And from then, yeah, I left Barnet when we got relegated from the Football League. So yeah, I've done all my time, all my pro years at Barnet, all my young years, I should say, at Barnet.
And how did you enjoy your time with the Bees?
No, I enjoyed it. I learned a lot because I had so many different managers and they all had different philosophies. So I learned from each manager, if that makes sense to you.
Yeah, I mean, they've had a lot of turnover in managers down through in recent times at the North London club. Who were you playing for?
Quite a few. Martin Allen, Ross Eames, that was like the academy manager, took over to get the job at one point. I had Kevin Nugent. I had who's that one? Oh, I forgot his name. I had Mark McGee.
Was Tim Flowers there?
No, Tim Flowers was after you.
It
was after me. Yeah. I had the other one. What's the other one's name? I forgot. Yeah, but I've had quite a few.
Yeah, so quite a different set of managers there. And whilst you were at Barnet, you had a number of loans with National League South clubs. You went off to Hayes and Yeading United, Hemel Hempstead, Hampton and Richmond, and Bognor Regis Town, and also Braintree Town.
Yeah. When you're at that age, where you haven't played a lot of first team football, but you're one of the better younger lot, you got a decision to make whether you need to go out and play football or go on loan. And I needed to do that, so I kept going out on loan, and I just got men's football when I was 19, 20. Yeah.
And how did you find your time with those National League South clubs?
I learned a lot. The National League South is a very doggish league. You have to really grit in, and you have to really get your what's the word? You basically have to be up for a fight, and that's what I learnt doing that at a young age. Yeah.
So you grew up very quickly in that environment in men's football, and after Braintree Town, you went to Maidstone United, and you did make a big impression with the Kent club again in National League South.
Yeah. I went to Maidstone when they were in the National League. But I went in January, and I think they were already relegated by then. Like, not mathematically, but they were basically already relegated. And I wanted to take them back up, so I went down there. I was there for 3 years, and I played some of my best football there. That's why I got kind of my name on the radio again. Scored 12 goals in 48, you say?
12 goals in 48 games, which is a good return for a winger. And it's the artificial surface at Maidstone that we played on last season. Yeah,
it was the artificial ground, yeah.
How did you find that?
It's bad for your knees, isn't it? It's bad for your knees. No, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time at Maidstone, and yeah, think very highly of that club.
Yeah, and they've obviously got promoted the season after you left them, and have gone straight back down again. And you mentioned they got relegated by about sort of January, February previously. Almost the same thing happened last season. So a very difficult season for Maidstone United last season. But then there was a big change in your career. You've not played in the north of England before, but you have played in Scotland, and you went up to Motherwell to play in the Scottish Premier League.
Yeah, the gaffer took me up there, but it's a big jump from the National League to the Scottish Prem. Well, you would think it's a big jump, but it's not as big as like you would think it is, because there's the 2 top dogs, the Celtic and Rangers, and everyone else is just like fighting for. Actually, apart from Aberdeen, everyone else is about the same level. But yeah, I went up there, I struggled with game time. I think I only played about 11 games, scored 1. But yeah, I struggled with game time there. But yeah, I did enjoy my time there. The setup was very good there, and it really taught me to be a professional, a proper professional, and what you got to do, the little things in out, coming in early, being the last one out. It taught me that.
And big club, Motherwell. Great setup there. How would you compare the Scottish Premier League? Let's exclude Celtic and Rangers for the moment. The Scottish Premier League with the National League, because the following season you moved on to Aldershot Town and experienced success there. But how would you compare the two levels?
I would say the tempo is fairly even. The only difference, I would say, the only big difference is you get punished for your mistakes. That being, if you're missing the chance up there, the other team will probably score back there more times than National League will. That's the only big difference for me.
So a year up in Scotland, and then back down south to your sort of homeland, and a season with Aldershot Town. And Aldershot had a pretty difficult start to the season, and quite a difficult season all round. But for you personally, it was very successful. 29 appearances and 8 goals, which you must have been absolutely delighted with.
Yeah, I think I got a bit more appearances than that. I think I got 29 starts. But yeah, no, I was delighted. Not delighted. I got 10 assists and 8 goals. Assists includes winning penalties for me. But yeah, I'm more of a team player, so you could say I was delighted, but I don't like being down there and struggling. That's not me. But as you say, yeah, I did score my goals and got my assists, yeah.
And 8 goals for a winger in the National League, and I know you can play up top as well, but that's a very good return.
Yeah, because I'm a left footer and I play off the right, so I'm always cutting in, shooting. So goals are really my thing.
And Altrincham fans will be pleased to hear you say that you're left-footed. That means that if you're playing down the right wing, you can cut inside, and you say shoot with your left, which is certainly the profile of winger that Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorville have looked for at Altrincham Football Club during their 6 seasons here. Tell us about your season at Aldershot from your perspective.
We had 3 different managers at Aldershot when I was there, and in the 8-9 months I was there. And the manager that brought me in, Mark Mosley, I scored most of my goals under him because he played me on the right, and that's where he played me every time I played for him. Played on the right, and I enjoyed it. I enjoy it out there. But when managers keep chopping and changing, and different managers have different ideas, it's hard. It's hard to settle. But I did have a all right season, I'll say, yeah.
Yeah, Mark Mosley, interesting manager, did superbly well with Weymouth, and then got a move to Southend United, which we know is a club that's got a lot of difficulties. That didn't work out, but then he did a really good job at Aldershot, and I think there were quite a few raised eyebrows and surprised people when he lost his job. Yeah,
I think he's a very good manager, but it's a results business, and I think he lost a couple in a row and things went against him. But I really think he's a good manager. The ideas that he has and the amount of work rate he puts out on a pitch with the players, I think he's a very good manager. But as you say, he was unlucky to get the sack, yeah.
So Aldershot temporarily promoted from within. They brought in Rhys McNeely, who's just been appointed as first team coach for Dorking Wanderers in the last few days, and he on the face of it, looking from the outside, he seemed to do a good job.
He did. He stepped in coming from the academy, and it's a whole different environment. I don't think he's ever managed first team football, but he took on the job and he done well. I think we won 4 in a row. We were unbeaten in 4, and that was a great credit to him. He's a good manager as well. He's a very good manager as well. But yeah, he done good when he come in, yeah.
And your chances were limited towards the end of the season because Tommy Widdrington came in, different philosophy that was less geared around wingers. In the final game of the season, which was against Altrincham, you were on the bench. You did come on late on, but your chances were very much limited during the latter stages of the season. Yeah,
they were very much limited because he plays a 3-5-2, and I would say I'm an out-and-out winger. I could play out front, but I would much rather play on the wing. So yeah, my chances were limited, and I did tell him that, and that's why he probably didn't want to play me.
So I suppose it was not a surprise that you left Aldershot Town at the end of last season.
Yeah, I had a year left, and to be fair, he did want me to stay, but I just felt like if 3-5-2 was going to be his main formation, I can't be playing in positions I don't want to play. Yeah.
Now, I assume with a goal-scoring winger in the National League, you're not going to be short of clubs who are interested in you. What was it about Altrincham that particularly stood out? The
manager told me that he loves wingers, and that just made my eyes light up. So I had to. After I heard that, and I got on the phone to him and I spoke to him, yeah, it was a no-brainer from there.
Yeah, I think the success that Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorville have achieved here over 6 seasons has been founded on a number of things, but one of the things is we've always had really good wingers, both right and left, and unfortunately we pretty well lost all of them during the middle part of last season, which meant that we had to play a different shape in the latter stages of the season. But the philosophy and the loyalty that Phil Parkinson and Neil Sorville have to playing wingers is absolutely paramount, very, very important to them. So it sounds like you're going to be a really good fit here. Yeah, I should hope so. I'm just looking forward to it now. Looking forward to working with Phil and cracking on. And tell us a little bit about yourself as a player. How would you describe yourself? I would say I'm a very direct player. I'm a goal-scoring winger. I can never turn down a 1v1, and the camera's going to see that. Yeah, I can never turn down a 1v1. That's what type of player I am, and I'm a hard-working winger as well, I should say. And how quick are you? Lightning. Lightning. Yeah, I'm lightning. That's really good to hear. So this is a big move for you, because to move, obviously you moved to Scotland for a year, but to move up north a long way away from your family and your roots, so to speak, is it's a big decision. Yeah, no, very big. But in football, sometimes you got to do that, and I feel like it's the right time to do it as well. And 26 years old, you're in the prime of your career. Good time for us to be acquiring you at Altrincham Football Club, and a good time for you to really kick on. 100%. As you say, I'm in my prime right now, so I need to be playing in my position where I need to be playing and where I need to be getting ready to kick on, as you say, with the club and with the players as well, with the gaffer. National League, essentially it's a full-time league now, very, very professional. It's come a long way, even in the last few years, but certainly in the last 15, 20 years. What are your thoughts on the type of league that it is and the standard that it is? No, it's a very tough league. It's come a long way in the past couple of years. As you say, every team is full-time now. I think well. Apart from one or two, but it's a very competitive league, especially this year. It's anyone's league this year. It's going to be really interesting, because obviously we've lost 2 massive clubs, with Wrexham and Notts County getting promoted, and deservedly so. Chesterfield will probably be the anti-post favourites for the league this season. Oldham Athletic seem to be splashing the money around. We've got Rochdale and Hartlepool coming down from the EFL. But there isn't a team in the league that won't fancy the chances. So I think that's potentially going to make it even more competitive next season. Yeah, most definitely. I feel like all the teams you just named there, and there's a couple others as well, like Barnet, and everyone's going to fancy their chances this season, as you say, yeah. Yeah, you mentioned Barnet there, and Barnet, Bromley, Borehamwood, and we can barely tell the difference between the three clubs. And Ebbsfleet are coming up this season, so the London clubs as Dagenham and Redbridge as well. And many of those clubs, they're physically very, very strong. They've got some fantastic athletes. Don't play as much football as some of the other clubs, certainly not as much as Altrincham, but big, strong teams, and certainly they're going to be in the mix this season. Yeah, that type of football does work in this league, that physical, long ball.
and I feel like them teams will be in the mix because they always are. The teams that play long ball, they always are in a playoff, fighting for the title mix. They're always in that little bracket there. But yeah, they would be. Yeah.
In terms of looking back to last season again at Aldershot Town, is there a particular game that you remember as your particular favourite, or a goal that you scored that's you feel is the best goal that you scored last season?
I would probably say the Halifax game on TV. The game was on BT Sports, probably why I turned up. Scored a goal there, probably from outside the box into the top corner, and we won 5-1 on TV. Yeah, it was a good game. Always
nice to score in front of the national cameras, and fantastic to score in a 5-1 victory, which is a big win for Aldershot Town against FC Halifax Town. And I'm guessing you don't know too much about the club or the players here.
I know a bit about Altrincham, as in where it's based in that, but I don't know one player or no.
But looking forward to starting training on Monday and getting involved.
Yeah, most definitely I am.
Justin Amaluzor, thank you very much. Great to see you here at our training ground at Knutsford, and looking forward to seeing you, your lightning pace, you scoring goals and terrorising defences down the wings for Altrincham Football Club.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.